Hey, Facebook world, what's up, everyone? Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. My name is Cyndie Shelton, and today we're going to be having a Marketing 101 lunch and learn. I hope you can join me. I'm going to wait a few seconds here for some people to join. Hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday. A little dreary here today. Hope you got some sunshine. Of course, I'm not going to complain. We went from 2 90-degree days in a row, and our AC is broken at the moment, waiting on the repair guys. So it's been a little warm, but I hope you are having some great weather there. Going to wait just for a few minutes for other people to join. My name is Cyndie Shelton. If you do not know me, I am a network marketer. I've been doing this for nearly a decade, and I love it. You have to stick with it, this long, or be having some success, or both, as I have been doing. And so I love it, and I love to do these lunch and learns because we are all in this together. We're all struggling together, trying to make a better life for ourselves, trying to quit our jobs, those of us that want to quit our jobs and work from home. I've been working from home for, doing this for almost a decade, and I love it. So today we're going to be talking about, there are several, I'm not able to see, drop me a comment. I'm not able to see anyone's comments today. So I can see who's on there. I see Joy is on here. There, now I can see them. Okay, Charles, good to see you. Jessa, Sheila, AR, Joy, how y'all doing today? Richard, I see you there. So I've been learning quite a bit. I, like you, we're not born knowing how to do this thing. And so I've taken some courses, I've taken some coaching, and I'm just passing along some things I've learned, but I'm passing them along because they actually work. They have helped me grow in my businesses, and I have several businesses online. If you don't have an online business and you're interested in learning a little bit more, definitely send me a message or drop a comment below. And if you stay on this live till the end, today I'm going to be sharing some tips that I learned from a 7-figure earner in the industry. His name is Brian Carruthers, and Brian has a free marketing boot camp that you don't want to miss. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned till the end, and I'll send you a link where you can go check that out for yourself. Again, that's free for you. So what I want to share with you that I've learned from Brian is there's 3 basics in the network marketing industry. 3 basics, and Brian shared these very well in a recent interview that he had with Eric Worre. I'm sure many of you have heard of Eric Worre. He's another big-time earner in the industry, and of course another one of my favorites is Ray Higdon, and I'm in his marketing group, Rank Makers, and I love that. But here's the best marketing advice you can ever give anyone, or you can have for yourself, is number 1, if you want to jot these down, please do. Number 1, exposure is everything. Exposure is everything. Number 2, and I tell my team this all the time, the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is the follow-up. And then number 3, work with the willing. And that one's kind of funny. We'll talk about that in a minute. So number 1, lesson number 1, exposure is everything. This business, the network marketing business, my business, your business, it is a numbers game. I know we hear that all the time. Maybe you roll your eyes when you hear that, but you're not going to get the growth in your business without exposure, obviously. And it's not just going to happen by plunking an ad in the Facebook groups. Raise your hand. Let me know how many, or drop a comment below, and let me know how many of you actually are building your business just through the Facebook groups alone, because they're so awesome in growing your business. So many people jump on, you just cannot keep up. Well, maybe you do better than I, but I've never found just plunking an ad in the Facebook groups to be that much help. Now, once in a while, I'll hit a good gold mine with an ad, or it might be timing, but for the most part, when it comes to building, just hoping for exposure by splattering your business out there is not usually the best way. Unfortunately, the number one way to get exposure, unless you're spending a lot of money on leads and hoping they pay. Of course, a lot of those are pay per click and hoping they pay for those clicks, but is exposure. And you and I can take courses. We can take coaching, we'll watch marketing videos, and we learn all this stuff, and we fill our brains with all this stuff, and then we freeze up. When it comes time to talking to people, we freeze up. We don't know what to say, or we get scared. And so I've learned a lot about how to actually talk to people, approach people. I have no problem now cold messaging people on Facebook. And if you've gone through your friends list, hopefully you have 5,000 friends. Hopefully you've maxed out your friends on Facebook. If you haven't, you need to get in those groups, and that's one thing you do need to do is max out your friends list, because you want massive exposure. But one of the little tips and tricks I do is I do go into the Facebook groups, and I will put an ad, but not necessarily expecting a lot of engagement on the ad, but just to get my name in the group. And then I actually private message people that are in the group and cold, this is like cold messaging, cold texting, and it's easy to do. It's just, I think fear of rejection is such a huge thing with us, the fear of what other people's perception of us is. But you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what they think of you. And if they reject you, one of the things that Ray Higdon always teaches is push for the no's. So instead of trying to go for 10 yeses a day, go for 10 no's. Don't quit until you've gotten 10 no's or 15 no's, but keep working it and those no's. But what you do when you message someone cold, you say, hey, this may or may not be a fit for you, because you always want to do two things. And if you follow me, I always tell you two things. You want to see if a person is open, not, are you interested? Would you be interested in joining my business? You just want to see if they're open to looking at it, number one. And two, always give them an out. So you could say something, if you're going to cold message somebody, say something, hey, we're both a member of such and such group, and this may or may not be a fit for you, but I'm part of this. And then you tell them your little business, and less is always best. Do not overwhelm them. This is not the time to overwhelm them with a ton of information. Right now you're generating curiosity. So you might say, this may or may not be a fit for you, but I'm in such and such a business, and people are making money with it, or we have this benefit or that benefit, and just say, would you be open to taking a look at it? And if not, no big deal. And then there you've accomplished those two things. You've said, would you be open to taking a look at it? And then if not, no big deal. And that gives them the freedom where they can choose without feeling like your claws are in them. I know I say this a lot, but it's true. It works. So exposure is everything. And the business is a numbers game, and you have to get your offer under those eyeballs if you want to succeed. You can solve just about any problem in your business if you have more exposures. You have to get out there and talk to people. Now, if you're working your business part-time, then you have to be contacting a minimum of 5 to 10 people a day. If you're a full-timer, you want to be contacting at least 30 to 50 people a day. If you are, I'll tell you what happens, about 98% of you aren't even doing that. You might put an ad on your wall and do a little follow-up, or you might put an ad in the group, but rarely do I talk to marketers who actually reach out to even five people a day. They're just scared. They freeze up, or they are not hungry. If you're hungry to be a six-figure earner, once you become a six-figure earner, I've become a six-figure earner, you don't want to go back. Once you become a five-figure earner, you don't want to go back. Once you've earned your first paycheck, I have several people in one of my businesses on my team that earned their first paycheck this week. They are so excited. The paycheck isn't huge. It's not about the amount of money. It's just that they finally made money. Some of them for the first time ever online. But it didn't happen by accident. It happens because people are taking the bull by the horns and working their business. 98% of people in this business do not make enough exposure. to their business. And so if you want to have a successful business, you must take massive action, whether that's 5 people a day, 10 people a day, 15 people a day, 20 a day, but you have to do it consistently. That's my number one word. The number one reason I have success is because I'm consistent. I do it. I do it every day. I'm not addicted to the outcome. I just consistently and faithfully plug away. So show me your calendar, show me the activity calendar, and I can predict with 100% accuracy your level of success in this business. Now, that was lesson number 1, exposure is everything. And I want to keep this short. Lesson number 2, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I know you've heard that before. I have. I'm sure you have. And 99% of your prospects are just not going to sign up on the spot. They're just not going to sign up when you send them all that wonderful information you send them about your product or your service. Most of them need, they say the average is 7 follow-ups. Mine, I've had success with 3 follow-ups to 10 follow-ups. And there is a way to do that as well. If you're not sure the best way how to handle those follow-ups, I want to encourage you now. I don't get paid to tell you this, to join a marketing system called Rank Makers by Ray and Jessica Higdon. They have a Facebook group. They give you killer marketing tips. They only open that up a couple times a month. It's like $19.99 a month. It is well worth it. So you've got to get those follow-ups in and checking in, and let me help you avoid a mistake that a lot of people make. Don't spend a lot of time in chit chat. I can't stand it either when somebody messages me and hello. I'll say hello back. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? And then you don't hear from them in a couple days, and a couple days later they'll go hello. And I'll say hello. and then, how's your family? And, I don't know this person. I know that they're leading up to wanting to market to me, so I just want them to cut to the point. There may come a point down the road where you can chit-chat and get to know each other a little bit more, but to me that feels fake. If you're going to reach out to me and you have something you want to offer to me, just cut to the chase and I actually don't have a lot of time for chit-chat. I doubt that you do either. So don't spend a lot of time in chit-chat. Now, the other thing you want to do when following up, you don't have to know the comp plan by heart. You don't have to know, all the ins and outs and know how all the products work and how much everything costs. And you don't have to know all that, because that's not duplicatable. Whatever you do, it has to be duplicatable by your own people. And so you want to make sure you point people to the tools. If you have a good video for your marketing system, send them to that. Let the tools do the work for you. Lean on the tools. Let the tools do the work, and then tell people, listen, if you can share this video, you can do this, because that's all I'm doing with you is sharing a video. That people feel like they're like, oh, I can do that. I can share a video. So you always want to follow up consistently, not only until they're ready to buy, but a lot of times people say, okay, give me the link. I'm ready to go. And then what happens is they get a flat tire, or one of their children gets sick, or life just happens and they don't sign up. And you're like, they were ready to, and you're wondering what happened. So yes, follow up with them again, see how they're doing. That might be a time for a little bit of chit chat. And that's where I always say, and I usually approach it this way. So let's say it's been a few days for a follow-up. I always say, and most generally this is true, I may say, hey, Joy, sorry, must apologize. I've been very busy following up with, very busy with prospects and customers and haven't had a chance to follow up with you. How are you? Not, why haven't you joined my business yet? Or, where'd you go? I thought you liked it. Don't attack them. Ask them how they are. Life probably got in the way, and that shows you actually do care. That us network marketers aren't known for being the most compassionate, touchy-feely types. We want that sale, but let them know you're human and that you really do care. And if they don't sign up with your business, that's okay. Still see how they're doing. Let them know you care. That will go a long way with them. Okay, so lesson number 1 was exposure is everything. Lesson number 2, the fortunes and the follow-up. And lesson number 3, work with the willing. You cannot make anyone successful. You cannot drag them to the finish line. Your new distributors must meet you halfway. Most people that you talk to will talk a big game. Oh yeah, man, I'm going to hit this hard and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then you don't ever see them again. You never see them respond to your messages, or they may not respond in your Facebook group if you have one, or they may not have watched the training video. Talk is cheap, and so you need to give them a task and then follow up with them and say, did you do this? Okay, and I'm starting to break down my, these things in more bite-sized chunks. Okay, you need to get this done and get your name in this and do that, or watch this video. And then go back the next day, follow up with them. Now, that might sound like a lot of work, but do you want to drag them to the finish line, or do you want, you need to keep doing this until Mama Eagle is ready to throw them out of the nest and let them fly on their own? And so, don't feel like you have to do all the work with them, but you want them to become independent of you. You want them to be able to build their business on their own. It must be quid pro quo. You can't be, you both working together. You can't be the only one doing the work, trying to motivate the other person. It must be a two-way street. So if you find, and I can usually tell pretty quick when somebody joins a business if they're going to be involved or if they're not. And if they're not, there's really nothing you can do. You just kind of have to let them, again, don't be addicted to the numbers. Don't be addicted to the outcome, even after they join you in your business. Either they're going to work it or they're not. Hopefully you can motivate them some, but you can't do it all for them. So it's not your job to motivate them. It's not your job to make them successful. It doesn't mean you shouldn't ever try to motivate them, but don't wear yourself out. You have to continue to build your business. Don't wear yourself out. I really care about other people being successful. And when you do that, you spend a lot of time, trying to help them, and usually they don't care as much as you do. They're not as hungry as, they've gone off already. I have people in some of my businesses right now that join me, and then the very next week, they're already promoting something else. One of my team leaders call them, biz op junkies. And people don't, if they don't see the value in the business that they've joined, and actually a lot of people will see the value, but they're addicted to joining the next shiny object that comes along the pike. And there's just nothing, I used to be like that. So there's just nothing you can do about that until they're hungry enough to want to be a six-figure earner, to want to be a seven-figure earner, and then to consistently take the steps to do that. So there you have it. Those are the 3 steps, 3 thoughts that I learned from Brian Carruthers. Again, those aren't earth-shattering. They aren't new, but they are very important. And I felt it was worth, doing a quick live and sharing that info with you. Now, if you like this, advice and it's helpful to you, please drop a like or a comment below. Please share it on your wall. Share it with your friends. And if you are interested in that free marketing boot camp by seven-figure earner Brian Carruthers, drop me a message or a comment below, and I will definitely send you that free program. Y'all have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you next time.